Alright, I'll be reviewing the Unit 1 Law Paper 1 for the year 2018. Right, so let's have a go at this. Right, I'm just going to be reviewing this paper from 2018 to 2020. It seems that all of them have been highlighted. I'm just going to go and review, right, for anybody who would like that. 1. Which of the following statements best describes the practice of law in the Commonwealth Caribbean? It is true. I agree with the answer here. B. In some countries, the influence of the French, Roman, Dutch law, and the English common law exists. Right? I'm trying to remember if I was the one to mark this paper because I did something similar to this when I was doing law, but don't say it. So the decisions in Shaw v. DP, right, and RV Nola was about conspiracy to curb public morals. True. The following is a bad way, it's a way avoiding bad precedent. Alright, so this should be overruling. This is true. The statutory rule or interpretation seeks to give words their natural or plain meaning. So the literal meaning of words would be literal. Right, classifications law where an employer will be liable for the torts committed by his employee. This would be private. In which of the following courts can someone whose constitutional rights have been breached and they bring forth action of judicial review? This would be the high courts. Most likely the high court or the Supreme Court, but yeah. 7. Which of the following considerations have been held to render a sentence of death unconstitutional? Here, right? Remember Pratt. Right? So, what Pratt and Morgan v. Attorney General of Jamaica. The phrase "no one is above the law" is associated with the rule of law, right? This is an example of the legal theory here. Okay, so this has nothing to do with morals. So no morals and no religious figures, so positive. Which of the following are features of delegated legislation? Right, so B, these, no, could be 1 and 3. Zynga, criminal. Right, the killing allows it to be criminal, right? We're seeing that these tend to repeat, right? So they promise of acquittal, consequence, right? So some type of jury nullification, some type of active interference with the jury would allow that to happen. This is obiter dictum here for number 13. Rob. What happened with Rob was that his attorney went behind his back and colluded. Therefore, there must be a report sent to the disciplinary committee. That when the names of jurors were called, they were impaneled. Okay, Mr. Sharms was saying that she wouldn't be involved. All these 3, 1, 2, and 3 could be dismissed, but you can't challenge Mrs. Parson. The important provisions of the Constitution are protected, right? It's not altered by the use of entrenchment. Judges' security tenure until the statutory age of requirement is important for C. Right? Independence of judiciary. Which of the following persons is the most famous proponent of the rule of law? Mr. Dicey, right? Professor Dicey. Which of the following cases best supports the doctrine of constitutional supremacy over parliamentary supremacy? Right, so this is speaking about Collymore versus the AG of, what was this, Trinidad and Tobago? I think it was Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Right, but we'll look at that. 20. The Minister of Education decides to uphold the expulsion of a student by the principal. The student may challenge this decision by way of judicial review application. Right, I think it is Maureen and another. Right. Maharaj versus Maureen and another. The organs of state function best when there is separation of powers. An independent judiciary is indispensable for the protection of the right to a fair hearing. Right, which of the following prerogative orders is used to compel the performance of a public duty? This is mandamus. Brenda, right? So, not I notice that some of these names just bring back the cases, no? Right, Buster was Pratt and Morgan. This was in discharge functions, right? So we're looking at this for the DPP's dismissal. Prime Minister calls Mr. Justice, right? No. The Prime Minister is a member of the executive. He shouldn't be fiddling with legal cases, right? Or the judicial matters. So we shall pause. Alright, this would be improper delegation because he's supposed to take, by the road act, he's supposed to take the toll road fund and build roads, but he use it to build a community center. The rules made by the local plumbing council prohibits a plumber from advertising. Freedom of expression. Zina, right, which is to sue for an infringement of our fundamental rights. This is High Court, and why it would be High Court over the Appeal Court? Because the High Court would be the court of what? First instance. The but-for rule is what? Causation, right? Offenses in the fact of agreement. This is conspiracy. Where P kills Q with the requisite intention, but is found upon trial that he was provoked, P is guilty of provocation. Voluntary, yes. Abnormality of the mind for the defense of diminished responsibility includes abnormality caused by epilepsy. Right, so we could look at something like that for diminished responsibility. Stealing accompanied by the use of violence is best described as the offense of robbery. The defense of insanity, the burden of proof is accused to adductive evidence to raise insanity. Right, so the defense of insanity, the burden of proof, it must be accused to adductive evidence to raise insanity. So it must be following the Manhattan rules. Right, which of the following elements are fundamental in inchoate crimes? All of them. Which of the following, well, when dealing with a young offender, I think it would be custodial. Right, which of the following sentences seek to discourage a particular offender from committing another crime? This would be individual deterrence. Right, we're thinking about risk. Wrongly, unreasonably conclude that there was no risk. This is recklessness. Sandra was found guilty of assault because the gun was not loaded and she did not pull the trigger, so we didn't see any intent to kill. Shamar guilty of rape because he causes fear. Remember the 4 F's, the 3 F's, I mean, force, fear, fraud. Alright, and no incitement. We can know incitement through R versus RV alpha cell. Right, after enduring many years of physical abuse. I don't think this. I argued this already now that I believe that she would be liable initially for murder, and then her case would be dropped to voluntary manslaughter using battered woman syndrome, R.V. Duffy. Right? So I'll go with that. A party pleading insanity must prove that it's a defect of reason and disease of the mind. 1 and 2 only. Right? So that is Law 2018 in 1 paper 1.